What's happening, Raider Nation? Get ready to have your minds completely blown, because 3 absolutely stunning revelations just surfaced that prove your Las Vegas Raiders are building something truly extraordinary. We're talking about insider, confessions that will shock you, opponent respect that will give you chills, and breakout predictions that could change this defense forever. Right at this very moment, there's a respected insider admitting he was completely wrong about a player, who's now proving to be the most important acquisition in franchise history. But that's just the beginning of this incredible story, Raider Nation. We've also got one of the NFL's elite tight ends delivering the ultimate respect to your superstar defender while giving coaching advice that could unlock even more dominance. And if that wasn't enough to get your blood pumping, we've got a former top 10 pick making promises about a breakout season that could transform the entire defensive line. This isn't just another training camp recap, Raider Nation. This is the kind of news that proves the doubters were wrong and the believers were right all along. We're talking about quarterback validation that silences critics, defensive respect that terrifies opponents, and breakout potential that could create multiple Pro Bowlers. The revelations coming out of Raiders headquarters are painting a picture of a franchise that's not just improved, it's transformed. From quarterback play that's shocking even seasoned insiders, to defensive dominance that's earning respect from elite opponents, to young talent that's ready to explode onto the scene. So smash that like button if you're ready for some absolutely mind-blowing Raiders insider intel that'll validate everything you've been believing. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on these stunning revelations, and make sure you're subscribed, because these insights prove this team is ready for something special. We've got insider admissions that'll vindicate your faith, opponent respect that'll pump you up, and breakout promises that'll have you dreaming of championships. Are you ready to find out which respected insider just admitted he was completely wrong about the most important player on this team? The confession will shock you and prove that this quarterback acquisition was even more brilliant than anyone realized. Let's dive into the first stunning revelation that validates everything Raider Nation believed. Here we go, Raider Nation. Prepare to feel absolutely vindicated, because Las Vegas Review-Journal insider Vinny Bonsignore just made a confession that proves all the doubters were dead wrong about the most important move this franchise made. Bonsignore appeared on Raider Nation Radio's morning tailgate and delivered this absolutely stunning admission about Geno Smith. I think Gino Smith is just a huge difference maker for this team. I knew coming in, you just look at the numbers and you watch the tape. Yeah, this guy is pretty darn good and is going to offer an upgrade at quarterback. But here's where the confession gets absolutely incredible. It's not until you see it day in and day out at practice that you realize how good he really is. I didn't know he was this good. I'm surprised about how good this guy is. That's what I'm saying. A respected insider is admitting he was completely wrong about Smith's true ability level. Bonsignore covers this team every single day, and even he is shocked by what he's witnessing. This isn't just improvement, this is revelation level. Quarterbacking that's exceeding all expectations. Bonsignore even revealed his initial skepticism when the trade was announced. I got a text Friday morning, the day of the trade for Geno Smith. And I was like, Geno Smith, is that really an upgrade? That question has been obliterated by what Smith has shown in practice. A seasoned insider who doubted the move is now calling Smith a huge difference maker after witnessing his daily performance. This is the kind of validation that proves Pete Carroll and the front office knew exactly what they were doing. The timing of this confession is perfect because it proves that Smith wasn't just Carroll's second choice after Matthew. Stafford! Carroll revealed, I was trying to get that done from the moment this thing happened. I was hoping we could do something to get Geno Smith. Carroll wanted Smith from day one. The Stafford pursuit might have been due diligence, but Smith was always the target because Carroll knew exactly what he could do with this quarterback. That's championship level evaluation from a Super Bowl winning coach. Bonsignore's shock at Smith's practice performance proves that the Raiders got incredible value in this trade. They gave up minimal assets for a quarterback who's now being called a difference maker by someone who watches elite NFL talent every single day. The phrase, "I didn't know he was this good," from a respected insider is absolutely stunning. Bonsignor has covered countless quarterbacks throughout his career, and Smith is performing at a level that's genuinely surprising someone with his experience and expertise. This confession also validates every Raider Nation fan who was excited about the Smith acquisition. While outsiders question the move, the people who believed in Carroll's evaluation are being proven right every single day in practice. Smith has won over just about everyone around the team, according to Bonsignor, which proves that this isn't just one insider's opinion. This is the consensus view from everyone who's witnessing his daily performance. The challenge now is translating this practice dominance into regular season wins. But Bonsignor's confession proves that the quarterback position has been solved in a way that nobody fully understood until they saw it with their own eyes. But Raider Nation, get ready for the ultimate respect from one of the NFL's elite players who's telling the coaching staff exactly how to maximize your superstar defender. The advice and praise will give you absolute chills. Buckle up, Raider Nation, because San Francisco 49ers tight end George Kittle just delivered the kind of respect and coaching advice that proves Max Crosby is so dominant that opponents are literally telling the Raiders how to make him even more dangerous. Kittle watched the Raiders during joint practices and immediately recognized the Pete Carroll culture taking hold. They're flying around and celebrating each other. That's a Pete Carroll team. That's what they do. I like the vibe. Here, let Max Crosby be Max Crosby, and they're going to have a great year. Let Max Crosby be Max Crosby. That's the ultimate respect from one of the NFL's elite tight ends. Kittle is essentially saying that when Crosby is used properly, he's unstoppable and the Raiders will have championship level success. But Kittle's advice goes even deeper than just respect. He's actually giving the Raiders coaching tips based on what he observed during practice. Kittle noticed the Raiders lining Crosby up in a 4-point stance over him and immediately knew it was making his job easier. Kittle broke down exactly why this alignment helped the 49ers offense. I'm not the defensive coordinator for the Raiders, but Max Crosby in a 4-point stance and 6 technique takes a lot of pressure off me and right tackle Colton McKivitz, where I can just run through his outside shoulder and McKivitz can just eat it up at a second level. I'll take that any day of the week. This is incredible insight from one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Kittle is essentially saying that the Raiders are making Crosby less effective by putting him in positions that don't maximize his unique skill set. This is the kind of honest feedback that championship organizations use to get better. Kittle's motivation for offering this advice shows the ultimate respect. When you get to go against Max Crosby, you have to take advantage of those reps, because if you're going against guys who are premier at what they do, it will make the rest of the season easier when you're going against guys that might not be as good as them. Kittle wants to face Crosby at his absolute best, because that's how elite players challenge themselves. He's not trying to get easy matchups. He wants to test himself against Crosby when he's in his most dominant alignment, because that makes him better. The fact that Kittle specifically mentioned premier at what they do when talking about Crosby is the ultimate validation. One of the NFL's best players is publicly acknowledging that Crosby is among the absolute elite at his position. Kittle's advice about letting Crosby be Max Crosby suggests that the Raiders should trust their superstar's instincts and put him in positions where his natural pass rush ability can dominate. Don't overthink it. We'll just unleash the beast. The coaching staff clearly has a plan for Crosby's alignment, but when one of the league's best players is telling you that you're making his job easier, that feedback should be taken very seriously. Kittle has no reason to lie about what's helping his offense. This interaction also proves that Crosby is so respected around the league that opponents want to face him at his best. That's the mark of a truly elite player, when other great players seek out the challenge of competing against him. Kittle's recognition of the Carroll culture already taking hold is also huge validation that this transformation is real and visible to outside observers. When elite players from other teams notice the energy and celebration, you know something special is happening. But Raider Nation, get ready for breakout promises from a former top 10 pick who's ready to finally fulfill his massive potential. The transformation could change this entire defensive line. Raider Nation, this final revelation could be the most game-changing of all, because Tyrie Wilson is making promises about his development that suggest a breakout season is about to explode onto the scene. The former 7th overall pick is entering his make or break 3rd season, and everything he's saying suggests that this is the year he finally puts it all together. Wilson spoke after Wednesday's practice with the kind of confidence that proves he's ready to dominate. I mean, y'all watch the tape just like I do. I feel like I'm playing faster, way more fluid than I have been before. And it's gonna continue to get better, Wilson said with absolute conviction. Continue to get better. That's the mindset of a player who's already made significant improvements and believes the best is yet to come. Wilson isn't just hoping for a breakout, he's promising continued development that could make him unstoppable. The timing couldn't be more perfect for Wilson's emergence. With Christian Wilkins being released, Wilson has been called upon to kick inside to defensive tackle in certain situations. This versatility gives him multiple ways to impact games and create mismatches. Pete Carroll is clearly seeing something special in Wilson's development. We've called on him in a number of ways to keep going, keep pushing. We are really trying to make sure that we put him in the right spots that take advantage of his skills and his comfort, and so that he can play at his best. Carroll is specifically designing roles that maximize Wilson's unique skill set. We're talking about a coach who knows how to develop defensive talent. And he's clearly excited about what Wilson can become when used properly. Wilson's combination of length and athleticism is unique at the defensive tackle position, according to analysis, which means he could create matchup problems that offenses have never had to deal with. That versatility makes him incredibly valuable in multiple packages. The make or break pressure that Wilson is facing could be exactly what he needs to reach his potential. Sometimes players need that urgency to unlock their best football, and Wilson is clearly embracing the challenge rather than shrinking from it. Wilson's confidence about playing faster and way more fluid suggests that the mental side of the game is finally clicking for him. When elite athletes start processing the game faster, that's when breakout seasons happen. The increased playing time opportunity is massive for Wilson. With Wilkins gone and new roles being created, Wilson could see his snap count skyrocket, giving him countless opportunities to showcase his improved play. Wilson's promise that his development will continue to get better suggests that what we've seen so far is just the beginning. If he's already playing faster and more fluid, imagine what he could look like by mid-season when he's even more comfortable. A 3rd-year breakout for Wilson would be perfect timing for this defense, adding a dominant interior pass rusher to pair with Max Crosby and Malcolm Kuntz would create one of the most feared pass rush units in the entire NFL. Carroll's emphasis on putting Wilson in the right spots proves that this coaching staff understands how to maximize talent. They are not forcing Wilson into roles that don't fit. They're creating opportunities for him to dominate. The combination of Wilson's improved play, increased opportunities, and Carroll's strategic usage could create the perfect storm for a breakout season that transforms this entire defensive line. Raider Nation, these 3 revelations, Bonsignors, shocking Smith confession, Kittle's ultimate Crosby respect, and Wilson's breakout promises prove that this franchise is building something truly special. So smash that like button if these insights prove the Raiders are ready to shock the NFL world. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on which revelation excites you most. And make sure you're subscribed because we'll continue documenting this incredible transformation. This is what championship culture looks like. Raider Nation. Quarterback excellence that shocks insiders. Defensive dominance that earns opponent respect. And young talent ready to explode. The question isn't whether this team will improve. It's how far they'll go when everything comes together.